Mediterranean herbs and spices are not garnishes, they're concentrated sources of antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds that function as medicine. Oregano and rosemary contain rosmarinic acid and carnosic acid, which are brain protective and anti-inflammatory. Parsley provides vitamin K, vitamin C, and flavonoids. Basil offers eugenol with anti-inflammatory properties. Cinnamon regulates blood sugar and reduces inflammation. The practical advantage is that these ingredients allow flavorful cooking with minimal salt. This matters tremendously for cardiovascular health. Most people overconsume sodium because they rely on salt for flavor, not understanding how to build complex taste through herbs and spices. Implementation requires using herbs and spices liberally and daily. Fresh herbs should be added to salads, used to finish dishes, made into herb-based sauces like pesto or chimichurri. Dried herbs release flavors when added early in cooking. Creating custom spice blends to replace salt is practical. Italian blend with oregano, basil, thyme, rosemary, and garlic becomes your default seasoning. Growing fresh herbs in windowsills or gardens provides constant supply, though this requires some effort and knowledge. Dried herbs retain antioxidants well and are shelf-stable, making them accessible. Using cinnamon in coffee, on yogurt, in oatmeal, with roasted vegetables adds blood sugar benefits without requiring elaborate preparation. Now for the limitations. Fresh herbs are expensive and spoil quickly. That bunch of basil costs $3 or $4 and wilts within days unless stored properly. For people on tight budgets, buying fresh herbs regularly is prohibitive. Dried herbs solve this, but provide different flavor profiles that some people don't enjoy. The learning curve for using herbs effectively is real. Most people don't know which herbs pair with which foods, how much to use, whether to add them early or late in cooking. The Mediterranean cook's intuitive understanding of herb use comes from cultural transmission that others don't have. Some herbs interact with medications. Parsley in large amounts can interact with blood thinners. Rosemary can affect blood pressure medications. These interactions are usually only relevant at medicinal doses, not culinary use, but it's worth knowing. The digestive benefits many herbs provide, compounds that support digestion, are real. Rosemary, oregano, thyme all contain volatile oils that stimulate digestive secretions. This traditional use aligns with modern understanding of how these compounds work. Rosemary specifically is being studied for cognitive benefits and may slow age-related cognitive decline. The compounds in rosemary protect brain cells from oxidative damage. This is preliminary research, but it's promising and consistent with traditional use of rosemary for memory. The combination of herbs, garlic, olive oil, and lemon is classic Mediterranean flavor. Mastering this combination means you don't need heavy sauces, excess salt, or complicated cooking techniques. It's elegant simplicity that creates deeply satisfying food. The principle here is using food components that have been part of human diets for millennia, selected over generations because they made food taste good and made people feel good. The antioxidant content we can now measure wasn't known to traditional cooks, but the effects were experienced. However, the modern food environment makes herb and spice use feel optional rather than essential. Processed foods are heavily salted and flavored with synthetic compounds. Training your palate to appreciate the subtle, complex flavors of herbs and spices requires time and repeated exposure. Despite these challenges, herbs and spices represent zero downside nutrition. They add flavor, reduce sodium dependence, provide antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds, and are generally inexpensive in dried form. The barrier is knowledge and habit formation, not cost or availability in most cases.